Well, fellow armchair generals, we're going to be going 102 years approximately into the past with this current playthrough of Strategic Command World War I, and we're going to be playing the Ludendorff Offensive, the new DLC. Bill and Herbert have been really supporting this game well with very good DLCs, like the March to Paris, and the most recent one here is the Ludendorff Offensive. And Lancers here, how you doing? And so we're going to be going back in time and taking a look at both the DLC as well as sort of the actual history around it, which they're doing well to capture, I think. So let's get into this, and Grey Knight's here as well, and Jaculius is here. Very good. Hello, all my friends. So we're going to play this campaign. And yes, we're playing with the Blue Max mod. I hope you like it. I think this is the current, most current. I don't know. This is the one I'm currently using. I have been playing 2 different campaigns of this standard Strategic Command from my YouTube channel. Okay, decisive victory can be won by capturing all 4 Paris hexes. A major victory will be won if you hold any one of the following sets of objectives at the end of 1918. So we have through to the end of 1918 here. Wipers, Dunkirk, Calais, Boulogne, Dieppe, Verdun, Toul, Nancy, Reims, Soissons, any part of Paris. Once you have decided on your objectives, deploy units accordingly, then begin the attack. Okay, advice on your artillery deployment. All your artillery units that are already on the map will start the campaign with 5 shells, but the ones you're about to deploy have 10 shells. Therefore, you will be therefore, the guns you deploy will be the ones that provide the main punch for your initial attacks. If you select auto deploy, these will be placed between Lille and Saint Quinion, which is historically where the campaigns started, which is right up in this area here. There's Lille, and Saint Quinion is, I don't know, buried under one of these counters here. Okay, sorry, I don't know the geography that well. Maybe it's a little bit more north, I don't know, but in this area. Now, I will say I have played the first few turns. Oh, and Freyr Oakenshield is here, and Avard, hello there. But I have not gone in terribly deep. So, I think we're going to place one here. We're going to place one. Here. And we don't want to be back here because it's not going to be able to fire. I would only reach that one. Yeah, this is probably the other spot. Okay, 2 reconnaissance bombers. We want to put them a little ways back because we want to have ground units up front. A fighter group work as interceptors or as escorts, maybe I should say. All right, well. The importance of Paris. Our soldiers are hoping that this offensive will win the war and bring us the long-awaited peace. They will therefore be disappointed if we are not significantly closer by June. Our soldiers' morale will suffer if we don't have any units within 4 hexes of Paris from the beginning of that month, and the effect will be worse if we don't have any units within 8 hexes of the capital. Having our forces close to Paris and therefore potential victory will reduce the disaffection in the army, while also preventing French morale from rising, which it will do if they think their capital is safe. So let's get marching on Paris. Now, before we go too much further, I want to sort of set a bit of the scene here. I was taught two factors that come into play. One that, shall we say, allowed this to happen. The other was driving this to happen. The one that allowed this to happen was the defeat of Russia, basically. So you have largely settling the affairs in the East in the sense of who's going to win, who's going to lose kind of thing. Even at the end of the war, my understanding, there was still about 1 million German soldiers in the East, occupying, guarding the border with the various Russian factions, because it wasn't just the Reds. So there was still a lot of soldiers tied up in the East, but it was no longer a strong concern, shall we say, that they were, is it in doubt? Do we need to keep, go on offensives or anything like that? So it freed up a lot of soldiers in the East to come to the West. The other element that was driving this was the entry of the Americans into the war. It was very unsure how big of a commitment America was going to make to the war effort. I don't think there was very good understanding in the German high command just what America was, quite honestly. Was it just some big, empty, pastoral country, or was it an industrial powerhouse? That kind of thing. But that could still be, shall we say, a huge boon to manpower, if nothing else. And so that was going to be an effect that was coming. And this was sort of Germany's last chance for a decision victory, shall we say. They had come to the conclusion that they weren't going to win a war of attrition. And that's what this war had in essence become, is a war of attrition. So they thought that this was their last sort of chance to achieve that. Okay. Now, there's a lot we can do and there's a lot we will do. But what I want to do is I hope to break through these lines in places and push deeper. If we just let all of this sit, then I think we're going to see a lot of French forces move west, up, or north, or however you want to say, over to here. So we're going to do some localized offensives. I don't know if any of these are good moves now. I think that we will come down to here. Now, see if we can look at a few of these. A few will be, I think, like here we can target. We can get 5 divisions to attack there. Now this is going to be costly, and they have defensive artillery. Just what we wanted. Like I say, it's going to be costly, but I'm hoping there we go. We're starting to, that was very costly. And yes, that was probably more costly than we should do. These I hope to be a little less painful. Okay, so they've already fallen back there. Now, here maybe we should have saved a few more rounds for up there. Probably should have. Learned from my mistakes. Oh, sorry for that. They have not yet attacked. Okay, that was just painful. I was really hoping to crush that one. Well, that isn't working out as well as I'd hoped, but it is putting serious pressure on them. Okay, they've attacked. So this is our next victim. Maybe good enough. These are only 5 strength artillery, so they're not hitting as hard. Yes, we're putting a huge amount of concentration of force there. Yes, I do realize that we're outside of Verdun, and this is, like I say, not really meant to be the real offensive. But something of a pinning attack. All right, so that is our, bit of a fruitless example of wanton destruction of troops, maybe, shall we say. I think we might be able to do one more here. This may end up being a complete and total mess. Yep, not working so well. So, but there is a point to that. That was not, and I do want to emphasize, that was not meant to really like take ground, destroy, punch through. No, that's what we're doing up here. That was just to give the AI concerns about part of their front. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, well here. Now here we need to find units that, again, we can focus on to try to break through. And part of it needs to look at the, shall we say, that the terrain of the map and what units we can bring to bear, say here, and a few other spots. So we're going to concentrate this artillery's fire here. Not all of the shells. They're, like, say, starting out with 10. So that has severely... They have defensive artillery, not unexpected. All right, well... We're going to allow these guys to come up here and shatter them. Before we actually attack here, let's remove there. Let's look here. Oh, I wanted to recon bomb these first. Hey, Vin Bishop. And hello, Rick. How you doing? It is a free DLC, Rick. So it is out now. That's been out just recently. Rick has been doing some playthroughs of various Strategic Command as well as others on his YouTube channel. So now these guys here, we have the, shall we say, luxury of aerial reconnaissance to better deal with the accuracy of our shelling and other attacks. Yeah, that looks like be the one to be most effective. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to dig in here this turn. Unfortunately, I wish we could have. But action points aren't enough. Now, here we have a bit of weaknesses in their lines. I think that is going to be a key hex, so let's... I'll wait for it to finish, or otherwise it won't do so well. Okay. And see, yes, this would be the we so want to kill this and not just allow it to reinforce again. Okay, well that got that down. That is very good. Now these Portuguese divisions are a bit weaker here, but we've somewhat exhausted our immediate front line units. There we go. Boom. Now we just took out, what was that, the first or the second? I think that was the first. Yeah, the first division, actually, just reading up before starting this live stream, they had pulled the first division out of the line and in preparations for a British division coming up when the offensive started, and it was, the whole front was sort of, well, I say sort of, it was being guarded, or that whole section was by just one Portuguese division, which meant that it was ended up being basically destroyed. Okay, now let's see, can we, yeah, we can get you to here. Enemy contact, oh damn. Oh, that really, ugh. Well. I don't like the way that happened. I'm upset. Oh well. I don't know if there's a good answer for that. Better reconnaissance would have done good, because now that division is sadly messed up and can't attack there. And oh well, that's going to lose us a division. Damn. Now, I don't know that any of these here are worthy of an attack, but let's see if we can pound on the Belgian division a bit. And they have defensive artillery, okay. Well, hello. Well, thanks for the raiding party. Bosch, I'm sure I'm butchering that, and thank you. Hello to everyone in Italy. Ah, good. Chatting with Paolo. Nice guy, Paolo. All right. So we've just punched in somewhat here. Now we are going to... this is still upsetting me. Yeah. But at least they can dig in. There we go. I'm going to bring the railway guns up to here for future use. And attack them in the rear like that. Upgrade them to the latest equipment. I think we'll move down here. And I'm going to move you over to our main area of operation. And I don't know if we're going to be facing much bombing or other attacks, so let's move you up there as well. And to all of our new friends that just rated us, if you haven't already, please give the channel a follow. We'd love to see you around as we present in many great games from Slytherin and Matrix. So there we go. Now let's, I think I want to quickly just scan down the line here to see if there's any slightly older equipped divisions that we haven't moved. There were a few in the reserves up there that we moved. I'm not going to occupy this right now. Okay, they all seem to be pretty well upgraded. Now, we can look at, I don't have research just yet. Let's looking at purchasing right now. We can produce our tank core, but it won't be ready until May. Not terribly far off, but I'm thinking now, well, May what? May 8th, April 30th, just 8 days before. Just okay, well, there's April 2nd for some AA artillery. Ground attack bombers. April 14th. That could be useful, so let's go for that. I don't know that heavy bombers, well, you know, a little more for strategic operations. Artillery, that's now made artillery too expensive. The anti-air is cheap. Get up here, maybe help deal with British air a bit. So let's grab one of those. And a railgun with artillery. Can't do that. Okay, we're going to save our points for reinforcements along. It's through to the end of 1918, Rick. And hey, Ari, Paris or bus, yes. And it's a sort of daily or one day for the Germans, one day for the Allies, back and forth. So I think is how it's done. Or 2 days each, I don't know. But right about that, we can see here that it's obviously the 21st. So we're going to end the turn. German Paris gun bombards French capital from near Lyon. And we're getting rain. Lovely people. Rain, 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 rain. which means it's going to slow up our offensive considerably. Especially the mud in marching forward will really be a problem. I do not know if that is historical or random. I don't know. The Kerensky offensive. Well, maybe Herbert or Bill are watching. And of course, you can always post on the Strategic Command forum. And this is not going well for these guys. They just got munched. Yeah, I expected that to happen. That was a tragedy. My fault there. For not doing better reconnaissance. Oh, the American Marines have shown up. Yes, Sari. And if any campaign would have won, it does mean a bit of a, major change in circumstances. I don't want to underplay that at all. Yeah, we lost two divisions. Lovely. Okay. German Tank Corps. See the big supergiant tanks, which I don't know, did they actually get any completed? I know they were building some and destroyed them before the Allies could come and take possession of them. Always put these reinforcements on a rail line because you may wish to send them via rail instead of marching forward. And I will have to say about this scenario for some of the victory conditions, shall we say. Yeah, okay, so it's the 25th. So it's 2 days per each side, basically, for each side's turn. Like decisive victory getting to Paris. Absolutely. Taking all 4 Paris zones would be a decisive victory. Don't want to say it wouldn't be. But obviously it's something that wasn't achieved historically. I have looked at some of the maps. The Germans made the most gains during this offensive that it had basically since the start of the war, taking all of this. And that is something of a success. I don't know about designing a scenario and putting the victory conditions significantly maybe beyond a major victory versus decisive victory. Beyond what was achieved historically, really, I don't know what, the expectations of the player versus history. But yeah, whether you should do, meaning should you, if you're taking this offensive or the Kerensky offensive, should victory look like just what was achieved historically, or should it look like a significant better outcome? I don't know. But I do think it's pretty good to be able to look at what's going on and Okay. Trying to see what we're going to play. Okay, well, we have 2 reconnaissance bombers available, but where do we wish to use them? Collapsing that would be good. We have artillery in range. We have artillery in range here as well. That looks like to be our encircling Verdun. Yes, I did contemplate that. But then I had a thought. Ari. Why didn't they just do that? This looks so easy. Just encircle Verdun. That is definitely one of the options to start. We could have put all of artillery down here and try to encircle Verdun. Of course, we know with the Americans in the Argonne Forest, very historical. Battle of the Argonne. So I decided not to try that. That is it has have secondary supply here in there, so I don't know if simply just cutting it off is going to starve them out. It might, but I don't have that as a sort of solid belief that it would just do so. It just looks like one of those deceptively easy things to do. So we have here, we've recon bombed them. We have 4 shells. I'm trying to use the shells up and not the men up too much in the divisions. Okay, their morale is heavily down. Well, I don't know how effective it's going to be cutting off a secondary supply source without having to actually have to also assault them brutally. Okay, they've been pushed back and Canton Trench, which I didn't expect them to, but would have liked them to. Oh, we want to. Hopefully this will give me a good look in. It's right there as well. Okay, well, they've been pushed back now, which is nice. I think we're going to bypass them even after all that artillery. Just didn't do enough. Yes, artillery has its own defensive artillery, of course. And no, that wasn't maybe quite as devastating as I would have liked. But if that can eliminate the artillery, very good. Very, very good. Now... Okay, that's where that is being our blocking element. Maybe we shouldn't have moved these guys so far south. That division's becoming a bit of a problem. Yeah, they've already attacked. I think we're going to wait for next turn. The mud is hampering movement now. No, I don't think we... What? Cut them off. Yeah. Now, one of the objectives of the, when I say one, because the Ludendorff offensive has been criticized for not having a clear, single-minded focus as an objective, but I'm not sure that a set focus, you know, achieve at all costs kind of thing is the best option. I am much more in mind of going with the flow, going where we can get breakthroughs, where we can push in instead of just driving to a particular point. Now, one of the objective was to not so much to take the channel ports, but to come in and take some of the very strategic railway junctions and basically either force the evacuation, and so secondarily eventually get the ports, but force the evacuation of the British Army or destroy the British Army by effectively cutting it off and moving up on it. That was one of them. And this is sort of comes into the criticism is, you know, should they have been focusing on Paris? Should they have been focusing on any particular thing? Now, we do have still the idea and desire to punish down here. Okay, they get shattered. Very nice. Yeah, they're not dug in, so I'm going to swap these out just so that we have the stronger one holding the point. But hello, Paul Winter. How you doing? Yeah, hello, Lord of 10th. Yes, this is the Ludendorff Campaign. It is 2 days per turn, divisional scale primarily. DLC that's very recently out. And so I'm thinking, yes, we can maybe do this. I know we're weakening ourselves considerably up here. Like I say, considerably. But if we can shatter another division, good. That is what we want to do. I don't know if they're going to seriously push down here. We are entrenched, right? These guys aren't. They should be. I think that would be a good pattern. So do we continue this attack here? Probably not. So let's just going to inch these guys. Well, these guys up a couple. Points, just so that they're not getting weak. And now near the zone of action, we're going to, max these guys out. Yes, I do not remember which ones I've operated You place any country in this game or the whole line. Well, yes, you can. You play the whole alliance with this game in either the standard or one of the scenarios. Basically, Austria theoretically exists here, and you can purchase theoretically units, but there's just nothing open because it's just not really here. When you're playing the standard campaign, you're playing all of the Central Powers or all of the Entente. So you need to be able to handle that kind of thing. This is just more of a scenario, as it were. Okay, yeah. If we haven't attacked with you, we do want to make sure that everything is... Oh, we didn't use the Zeppelins. We got to remember to try to use the Zeppelins more as reconnaissance, I think. Now, we still have a fair number of points. And since we've had some losses, one, they'll be cheaper to replace. And two, they will be faster to come up on the map. Now we're jumping to May. More artillery would be nice. April 6th. Okay. Yeah, I'll take most of our remaining points, but I think we'll go with it. We can see over here are a lot of stuff coming here in April, March still. Into May. So yeah, that is currently what our bogged down situation. Now, I read that one of the reasons they picked this sector to attack in is it was going to be dry early, and so allow better advancing. But we're in the mud. Maybe it's still going to dry up. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, they're swapping out British divisions for the Belgian army. At least in the version I have, doesn't have cool counters from the Blue Max mod yet. And we have a horsey division, which I wouldn't be putting up on the front of the line unless I was in a desperate situation. So are they in a desperate situation, or has Herbert not done the best job with the AI? Don't know. Yes, I am worried about some of these positions. Hopefully this will fall this next turn. And there goes a division. Lovely. 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 I am not doing well. Hey, John Kaminsky. Yes, we're bombarding the French capital. Yes, 2 divisions destroyed. Paris gun bombards. Okay, yeah, I figured they're guarding the forts. All right, well, we have rain, we have mud, we have yuck. Okay, well, what can we do down here with our friends? I forgot to move the aircraft last turn, but maybe it's for the best because it's raining up there. Okay, well, that's 1 division down. Well, we have to persevere. Yeah, no operations in the rain. I didn't expect they would be. 9 rounds, 3 rounds. Okay, their morale go way down. Okay, they went down. Yeah, this division out here in the open is a juicier target. All right, well, that got that. Let's see what we can do here. Did these guys attack? No. These guys did. So did these guys. Okay, that's about all. Unless we can move him up to here. Yeah, I think that's worth it. I hope to hell we can deal with that better. They can't make it up there. They can't. They can. They won't have dug in, but we need to push. And contact. Oh god. That just killed the division. Ugh. If you want to blame me for bad gameplay, go right ahead. Go right ahead. This is not always. Any chance at some point you could show off the whole map? I'm curious about what the sizes thinks. Get a chance. Or is this? Yeah. This is a DLC for Strategic Command World War One that is just the Ludendorff Campaign, featuring in 1918. And so it's just this part of Belgium, France, and whatnot. There's a little bit of England over there. So there is, of course, a sort of Europe-wide map that is very similar to the War in Europe map, but obviously for World War One, and I'm sure there are changes. I just don't consciously know of them. So yeah, this is a limited DLC here for this.